All right, Mr. Farina here to help you guys with the combining like terms assignment we have. Remember, what we're looking for is the one that doesn't match, right? So one of these is the odd man out. We do not want him to be our answer. So let's solve this first one. Well, luckily on this first one, 15x plus 3, there's nothing I have to do, right? Because it's already as simplified as it can be. Because if you look, this is a constant. You can't combine it. They're not like terms. This is like 15 xylophones, like one of our periods said, because the X stands for xylophones, right? 15 xylophones and 3 of nothing. So I cannot combine them. They're not like terms. So what I have to do is go over here and then figure out which one of these equals 15x plus 3. So let's multiply this across. And what I'm going to do is use my distributive method that we recently learned. So I'm going to take this and multiply the x. So 15 times x equals 15x, right? I'm going to bring my plus sign down. And then I'm going to do the other side. So now I'm going to go here. 15 times 3, which equals 45. So that's as simplified as this one gets. Is that the same as this? It isn't. So what we're going to do is, let me see here. I'm already going to say this is the wrong answer, right? So that's the one I'm going to circle. Now this is normally where you could stop because we're just looking for one answer that's wrong. So I would find number 6 on the bottom of my page and put M. Now, if you want to double check the other ones, and it's good practice too, we can do that. So on this one right here, H, notice that it says 8x plus 3, and it's in parentheses, but there's nothing I need to distribute because there's nothing that I need to multiply it by, right? I don't have to, the plus sign is separating these things, so I don't multiply them together. So that means that this is basically saying 8x plus 3 plus 7x. So if I have 8x plus 7x, they're like terms, right? I know we've been circling like terms in class. So let's circle the ones that are the same. So 8x and 7x, if I combine it, it's the same as just saying 8 plus 7. And what's 8 plus 7? That would be 15. And I'm going to bring my x because it stays with it. So 18x plus, and what was the other thing we left here? Was a 3, right? So that is the same as this one. So that's not our answer. So you can, I don't know how you guys want to cross off your answers. I'm just going to cross it off. The next one, we have 3. I would have to do the distributive method because this is multiplying the stuff that's in those parentheses because it's right next to it. Over here, there was a plus sign separating. Over here, there isn't. So this one, I need to multiply this number. So 3 times 5x, it's the same as 3 times 5, and I just bring my x with it. So 3 times 5 is 15. I bring my x along with it. Bring that plus sign down, right? Just bring it straight down. And now we're going to do the same thing with this guy. 3 times 1 equals 3, right? So that's the same as 15x plus 3. I'm not going to do this last one. Oh, it already actually is solved. There's nothing else I can do, right? Because there's nothing to multiply. There's no distributive property to do. There's no like terms that are separating it. So it's already done. And 3 plus 15x is the same as 15x plus 3. So these 3 are the same. So I would mark these off, right? And the one that's left is M, which is wrong. 15x plus 45 is not the same. So that's my answer. So basically, if you come across one that doesn't match your answer, that means it's wrong. I mean, you could keep going and trying to figure it out, which is good practice. But that's really up to you guys. All right, one sec. Let me see if I'll do a couple more for you guys. All right, if you go to number 10, this one says 4 times 5x. Okay, one sec. So what I'm going to do is 4 times 5x. I'm just multiplying these numbers. So then I get 20x, right? It's the same as like in distributive, right? If I have 10 times 2x, I'm going to have 20x. So 4 times 5 is 20. I just bring my x along with it. So that's my answer. That's what I'm looking for. So right off the bat, I see 20x here. So that's not going to be my answer. 5 times 4x is going to be 20x, right? It's the same thing. So that's not my answer. Again, we're looking for the one that doesn't match. 10 times 2x. 10 times 2 is 20. And then I just bring my x along with it. So that's not going to match. So then it has to be this one. And if you want to be certain, you can distribute it, right? because this is multiplying because they're right next to each other. There's no plus sign separating it. So I have to go 4 times 1 first. 4 times 1 is 4. I bring my plus sign straight down. And then I'm going to distribute this next one. 4 times 5x, which is 20x, right? So 20x plus 4, or 4 plus 20x is not the same as 20x. So this is my answer. That was number 10. All right, here's number 9. So 36x plus 24y. Can I combine these? No, right? Because I have an x and I have a y. You cannot combine them. They're not like terms. If they were the same, if this was 24x, I could totally combine them, but it's not. They're separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and see which one of these. Look at none of those match this right now. So I'm going to have to distribute on all of these until I find one that doesn't match. So let's do this one first. And you know what a shortcut would be? If I wanted to be strategic about this, is I know my answer has to equal 36x, right? So if I look at 12 times 3, I know that that equals 36x. So this is a possible choice. 6 times 6 is 36, and I bring the x along with it, so that's 36x. So that's a possible choice, right? 3 times 9, that's 27x. So there's no way that's going to be my answer. So I already know, without even doing any of the work, beyond just distributing this first term on all 3 of these, that's going to be my answer. Because 3 times 9 is going to give me 27x, and it has to equal 36x. And then 2 times 18 is 36x also. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. 12 times 3 is 36, right? And then I bring along the x. You're supposed to do the next distributive method, and I'll do it. So let's see here. 12 times 2 is, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to bring that plus sign out first. Oops. 12 times 2 is 24. I bring along the y, right? So that's my answer for the first one, which matches, right? So that means it's not my answer choice. But if I go to this one, because I was trying to be quick about it, 3 times 9, that equals 27x. Right? And if I distribute the second term, so I go here, 3 times 8, that equals 24. Uh, 24, and there's a y next to it, so I need to bring my y out. So that does not equal this, right? I have 27x plus 24y, so that's not the same. So this is my answer. It's a quick way of doing it, just checking one of the terms on each of these just to see if it matches my answer. It's just one way of doing it. Or you can go through and work it out all the way through like you're supposed to. I'm just trying to give you guys a shortcut so the homework's not as stressful. Alright, that was number 9. That's what I'm going to do with you guys for today. The rest of it, you just got to practice and come with your questions if you're still confused. And remember guys, if you get stuck on one, don't stress out about it. Don't let it take you forever to do. Just circle that one and come ask us tomorrow. Any of your teachers will be happy to help you guys. Or even come see Mr. Berchtold in room 62 before school. He's usually here every day before school for some specific math questions. Alright, so this is the last one I'm going to do. It's number 12. So there is something for me to do, right? There's a 5 times whatever is in my parentheses. That's what that means when the 5 is touching the parentheses. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to multiply the first term. 5 times 3 is 15. Attach my x to it, right? Bring my plus sign down. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the second term. So 5 times 2. Hopefully you guys know your 5 facts. So it should be 10. And I bring that y along with it, right? So that's what I'm going to have to equal. 15x plus 10y. Right off the bat, look at your answer choices. I know 15x plus 10y is right here, so that's the same one. That's not going to be the one I'm looking for because I'm looking for the one that doesn't match, right? So let's try the next one. And you can use the strategy I did last time. I said 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. Oh, but this is y. It switched it on us, right? And then 5 times 3 is 15. So I don't get what I wanted to see, so we're going to have to distribute along. So let's do this one first. 5 times 3. I don't even have to distribute. It's just saying 5 times 3. There's no extra term, so I'm just going to do it straightforward. So 5 times 3 is 15, and attach to x. Plus, what's 5 times 2y? It's going to be 10y, right? There we go, 5 times 15x plus 10y. Now let's try the next one. We're going to have 5 times 2y plus 3x. So this one I do have to distribute because it's all in the parentheses. Notice that these are separated, right? So this one times this first, and then this one times this next. So 5 times 2 is 10, and I bring that y along with it, plus sign. 5 times 3 is 15, and then bring that x along with it, right? 15x plus 10y, 15x plus 10y, 15x plus 10y. So this is the same thing. 10y plus 15x is the same as 15x plus 10y. It's like saying 2 plus 3, that equals 5, right? Oops. And so does 3 plus 2. That also equals 5. So you can flip the terms around, like if they're separated by a plus sign. It doesn't matter the order, as long as it's positive, or there's a plus sign there. All right, so let's try the next one. And we did these two, so it has to be this one, right? But let's just check our answer and make sure. So 3 times 5 first is 15x. Right, because I have the x next to it. Bring my plus sign down. And then 3 times 2, 3 times 2, and that's going to equal 6y, right? Because the y is next to it. Now that does not equal 10y. So there, my friends, is our answer. All right, that is help. That was 4 of them I did with you guys. We did like, I know it ranged from like, I don't know, 5 to 6 or 7 questions in class already. So hopefully this helped you guys. Again, come with questions if you're still confused. Remember to distribute. I like that Mrs. Gonzalez said that it looks like a little eagle here, right? This guy. Let me see if I can make him look cooler. So when you distribute, do the first arrow and then do the second. Let me see if I can make my little. I can't make it, guys. Oh, that was right there. So it looks like a little bird, right, when I'm distributing. So make sure you see that little eagle when you're distributing. He's cute, right? This is his eye, here's his beak. Like a little eagle. Think of that eagle when you're distributing. First, you do the first one, and then you do the second one. And then you check and make sure it's all good, that you did the second one, everything's answered. And then you can put your little I for I checked it. All right, that's what we're doing today. Good luck, everybody. Eagle out.